Hi, welcome to Moving Mountains, a podcast hosted by Prince Maxwell. I'm Bianca Prince.
And I'm Candace Maxwell.
And welcome to Season 2 of Moving Mountains. Woo. We have been on hiatus since May, early May.
At least.
And we have been working hard all summer to bring you new episodes with really, really awesome local artists and business owners and, well, a little bit of everyone, honestly.
Yeah, we have an amazing season coming up.
We do. And
I guess it's not coming up. I guess it's now.
It's now, but the episodes are coming up. But we also have one other bit of exciting news. When this comes out, it will be my birthday.
It will be your birthday.
It will be my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to me.
Woo.
A couple weeks in advance, because we're recording this a couple weeks in advance.
Well, and then we're not even celebrating your birthday until the end of August.
Yeah.
We're going on an amazing trip, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, we're going to New York City.
Yes.
We're going to go on a little David Bowie tour.
Bowie trek.
And then, to other New York things, of course. We're going to try out some awesome food, hopefully. I'm fat, so I'm excited for the food.
I love food so much. That's the first thing I think about when I go anywhere.
And fingers crossed, we might even do like a vlog while we're there. So, make sure to like us on social media and you can follow us along on our trip to New York.
Yeah, pretty pictures of our Bowie trek.
Yes.
And other things probably.
Yes, hopefully. Other things too, but like Bowie stuff a lot. So what we want to talk about in our first episode back is, what we've been up to this summer, besides recording for the podcast, which has been a big part of the summer. But I've said this before, I think, in a newsletter, we try to be very transparent about the way we run our business so that other people who want to be entrepreneurs, who want to be freelancers, but don't exactly know what it's all about, so they can kind of see what the process is like. And, some people do kind of have overnight success, and that's fantastic. But for a lot of us, it's a lot slower.
The struggle is real.
The struggle is so real, y'all. So we try and talk about that. And that's what we want to talk about in this first episode, is kind of what we've been up to this year, how we've been growing. So one of our biggest clients so far this year has been the West Virginia Hemp Industries Association.
Woo-woo.
Woo, yeah.
We've made a wonderful friend in the association's president. It's Morgan Leach. He's become a good friend of ours. And I guess we should give a pretty awesome shout out to Crystal Good, because she's the one who introduced us.
Yes.
She saw that we would be the perfect grouping of people, and she was really right.
Yes. So we started working with them
sometime last year, September or something insane.
I think you're off a little. We worked with them a couple years ago when we were working with Crystal to do Hemp History Week.
No, I mean, our first meeting was super early just to get.
I thought it was in January.
Because
remember,
right.
It was a little last minute for what we wish we would have had more time. They had an event at the end of March, or in the middle of March, towards the end, the 20th, I believe. They had Hemp Day at the Capitol, so they were trying to lobby for some nice new laws. Get industrial hemp on the map, make it the new cash crop of West Virginia, which is a fantastic goal, and we fully support it. We were so excited to work with them.
As well as that actual day, they got it established as the state's Hemp Day at the Capitol, which is always, it's a little, fluff and it's not a real thing. It's not as big as getting, a law passed, but it feels nice.
But it's an honor. And that day, I think they actually did get a law passed to expand some of the licensing for farming of industrial hemp. So that was very exciting. So we worked with them through January, February, and March to help promote Hemp Day at the Capitol and to help them launch their GoFundMe campaign so they could try and build some funds for helping educate West Virginia, basically, on the perks of industrial hemp. And there are so many perks of industrial hemp. We have learned so much by working with them about just how many benefits industrial hemp could bring to West Virginia for the economy and for the environment especially. I know one thing I've learned is how industrial hemp can help clean the soil. So if you have reclaimed mine sites and they're perhaps growing industrial hemp on them, it will help clean the soil of any of like the coal sludge and anything that was kind of left behind from that mountaintop removal.
And one thing that's they've been talking about recently is there's all those programs to help a lot of industrial workers, especially and miners specifically, get back to work, and there's a lot of programs for that. But one thing they've been working on specifically is teaching those miners how to farm hemp now instead, or to work in a factory that would handle hemp or different things like that.
Yeah. So we worked with them earlier this year, and in the last couple of months we've started to work with them again on kind of once again helping their GoFundMe campaign, try and raise funds and increase membership. So not to promote too much, but if you're interested in industrial hemp or just being involved
or in farming in general,
or farming in general, they also run the West Virginia Farmers Co-op, which is a very helpful resource for people. But if you're interested, go check them out. They're WV Hemp on Facebook and Instagram, and sign up for their newsletter, become a member of the organization. I mean, this is a great thing for West Virginia. I cannot stress that enough.
It will literally save our state.
It really could be the future. Well, not could be. It should be the future of our state. It would just be fantastic for West Virginia. And as, people who love West Virginia, we have a love-hate relationship, but we love West Virginia. We
want to love it more, which we could do if it was, as it does better, it is easier to love.
So after that, we kind of had a little bit of downtime. The clients really weren't, knocking down our door or anything, which, we've been in business. Well, at that point, we hadn't even been in business a full year. So, you have your highs and your lows. You have the times when you have a ton of clients and times where you don't have very many clients. Some people might be lucky and they constantly have clients. And, it's different for each business.
Yeah, well, especially with our business, I tell people this all the time, because we specifically focus on nonprofits, artists, and small businesses. For us to have money, they have to have money. So if they're not doing so hot at the moment for whatever reason, we don't have work, and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But I feel like we made the best of it because while we were, a little stressed and trying to, fill in our blank spaces in our lives, trying to find other work, etc., side jobs, etc., we also decided to make a plan for our podcast, and we hit the ground running hard over the summer. And I think we really made a good decision with that.
We did. We took the time. We just we took a step back, and, it was scary to not have clients coming in, but it also provided us with a really good opportunity to just take a step back and kind of see, like, okay, how far have we come since we started this business? What changes do we need to make? Like, where do we need to go from here? And it was a nice couple of months of just, like, self-reflection on our business. And even, I think, probably in our lives a little bit as business owners. And, we have a background of being freelancers. So we're used to side projects and multiple projects. So we kind of had some time to work on those as well. And if you're a business owner, side projects can be hard, but they're really fulfilling too. So, we definitely recommend doing a little bit of side hustle here and there, especially stuff if it's something you're really passionate about. Like, try and make time to do that if you can. But after those couple of months, starting the beginning of June or midway through June, we started getting a lot more clients.
It kind of exploded all of a sudden. There was this part where, there's like a little bit of doubt inside you, and I don't think we had too much doubt. I think we were just, we reevaluated, and we knew that this was going to be a slow process. We've known from the get-go. So I don't think we were that, like, pessimistic about it. But, there's that moment where you're like, crap. And then out of nowhere, like just a shining light, multiple people from nowhere were just like, oh, hey, I need you to do this. So sorry.
Yeah, like it was stressful, but we were, we knew.
We were good, yeah.
We knew when this started that we'd have ups and downs. It was stressful, but we were hopeful, is the way I would describe it. Yeah. And so the hope like,
yeah,
came to fruition, I guess.
Well, exactly, you know, because if we'd been like, well, it was a good year, let's give up now, then this just wave of people that came out of nowhere just wouldn't happen. They would have had to go somewhere else.
Yeah. So in about the middle of June, we started working on a contract with, how do you pronounce it? Augie?
I think it's Augie. I think it's Augie and Gray.
Augie and Gray. And we started working with them, through them, with their client. So we were writing copy for a medical website. I don't know how much we can...
Yeah, that's probably the most that we can say about that.
I don't know how much we can talk about that, but it was very exciting. I think we've kind of discovered our main business plan was to do the social media marketing and kind of help brands find their voice. And we're learning, especially, that helping brands find their voice is, something we should maybe focus on a little bit more, because we had a lot of fun doing that. It was kind of a challenge too, because we have no medical experience. So we had to learn how to take medical jargon and put it in kind of a marketing perspective, like a commercial perspective. We had to make it
appealing and not fake, and at the same time helpful.
We had to make it understandable and clear and friendly and inviting, and a lot of other adjectives. So that was really fun, and that was a really nice contract. We're still working on the tail end of it right now, but and we have had a fantastic time working with Augie and Gray. They are a wonderful company to work with, and we're so happy that they reached out to us to help on this contract. They really have. They've been so friendly. They've been so, we're very back and forth patient with each other. We're all very thankful to each other and polite, and I enjoy that. They're good at communicating, and I appreciate that. Yeah. So, oddly enough, in the communication world, that is actually very hard to find. And you deal with that constantly. Yeah. But, one thing, we said a while back that we were so excited because... someone we considered a mentor, a good chunk of time back, we got a client that wasn't their help. It was like our first real on our own client. We look at this one as another milestone because while we specifically focus on the nonprofits, the small businesses, the artists, this is the first big fish that reached out to us specifically. Now, granted, we do know someone that works there, so that gave us a little of an advantage. But, I mean, that's part of it, too, is the network. It will always be that way, but this connection was one we earned on our own. Exactly, and that is very exciting for, and it's just the two of us. It is. We're not a big team. We don't have some big banker backing us. It's literally just the two of us out of, our homes and cars and... coffee shops. A lot of time cars. We're in the car a lot. So to land that contract was really exciting, and it says a lot about them that they would reach out to a small business. And the client they're working for, it's not a small business, but it is local. It is a West Virginia specific business. Yeah, they do help most of the state, I would say, or a good chunk of the state, but they are they're a local business. So that was very, very exciting, and we've made a few other connections. Of course, we continue to work with Crystal Good, and if you know us, or if you have kind of looked at our website, you will see where she's kind of our partner in a way. Our businesses partner up on a lot of contracts, and at least for me, I really started out in the whole social media and marketing and public relations world through Crystal. I had a minor in it in college, but I never thought it's what I would do. I never thought. I wanted to be a writer. I still want to be a writer. It's a definite side project. But through, through Candace, I met Crystal and started working for mixed media, and it's just kind of snowballed into this thing that I've realized I'm skilled at. I mean, not to sound arrogant. No, you're very good at it. It was an unexpected skill. I've always been that person who's like, what am I good at? Well, I found something I'm actually kind of good at, and it's exciting. So we've continued to work with Crystal on a few contracts here and there. We've worked on creating some copy for a new project of hers called Confab. If you've not heard of it, it's this really cool idea. It started back in April where you have 5 minutes and a few slides to persuade this audience on whatever you're talking about. So you do that, you end the presentation. Every presentation has to end with a question. And then you have like a networking meet and greet after where everyone can kind of discuss the presentations and discuss those questions. So I think at the first event, she said someone got funded like $10,000 for one of their ideas, and a guy found a job. Someone found a new mentor to help like train them. It's really exciting stuff. So we've been very happy to work with her on that, and I'm excited to see where that goes.
Yeah, we can hope to continue working with them. And another great thing about it is, they specifically are hoping to target schools, universities as their one sponsor, which is great for not only the students that go to the university, because they'll probably promote it, get our youth to go, but it really helps the university sort of mingle in with their community, because sometimes that can be really hard for a university to do. But yeah, I really hope that this can go somewhere.
Yeah. It's a really cool idea. I mean, it's a really cool idea. And if you, for anyone out there who, maybe is the president of a university, hi, welcome, thanks for listening. But also, if you're interested, when you sponsor one of these confab events, behind the scenes, they'll help work with the speakers to help them figure out how to best present their ideas. And if you have like a fear of public speaking, to kind of get past that, which I personally would take advantage of if it were me, because I'm not the best public speaker. I mean, you've heard me talk about this probably on the podcast before. If you know me in real life, you kind of know me and know how I am. I'm a little awkward and anxious.
We're not good at talking in the box to the mic. You can't imagine what we're like to talk to in person.
Exactly. I don't know how we've made it as far as we have. Somehow. It's magic. I mean, it's skill. We work hard.
But there's like a high percentage of magic.
Yeah, there's some magic involved.
It's like 15% magic.
And I know we have a few other clients kind of on the back burner.
We do, we're working with Crystal on a couple of different things. Hopefully a third thing as of today.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that eventually. We're working on hemp, hoping to chug along some new ideas there. We are lucky enough to be hopefully meeting the wonderful and beautiful Amy.
Yes, next week we'll be meeting with Amy Williams.
The creator of Wanda Petunia. She is a local, I guess she's a therapist, right? That would be the right.
She's a therapist, but
she's a promoter of self-esteem and self-love and girl power, and she is just an amazing human being.
And she's such a nice, calming, positive influence. Yes. So that's why we're bringing her up, even though we've not actually got a contract with her yet. We've worked with her before, and she's fantastic, and we still, no matter how we do or do not work together in the future, whatever happens, I still promote the idea of Wanda Petunia so hardcore, because it's a fantastic idea, and she works so hard at it. And so definitely check that out on Facebook too. Check her out, because it's a heartwarming.
Yeah. If you're a woman of any age, if you have a young daughter, even a young son, you should definitely check out the Wanda Petunia website, or, check her out at one of the art walks or festival. Yeah. She sells her dolls, but she also has books that, deal with losing a loved one, or being sick, or just not understanding you the best you could, loving yourself. And these are things that, a lot of people deal with. And I think her books and Wanda itself really, really help.
Absolutely.
So I want to talk about something that's really big. I think we've covered most of our clients in the aspect that we're allowed to talk about them. So as of this past May, so a couple months ago, we've been in business for a year.
Yes.
And as of that same May, we got our first ever intern.
Yes, we did.
We had Trinity Mullins, a rock star from West Virginia State University.
Yes, she helped us immensely this summer with, especially with the podcast.
Yes.
So she helped us with some video content that will hopefully be coming out as we release each episode. So you'll be able to get a little behind the scenes kind of featurette on each person we talked with, and that's exciting.
Yeah. Trinity also wrote quite a few blog posts for us, as well as she did some content aggregation. She got to play around with a lot of different programs, and she kind of, stuck around with us on some interesting adventures, and we were really happy to have her.
We were very happy to have her, and she is a single mother. She
had a job. She had 2 jobs, actually.
Yes.
Because she had one campus.
She is such a hard worker, and she was fantastic to have along for the ride. And we hope to have an intern as good as her in the future. Fingers crossed.
So we are still, I don't know about the intern programs at any of the other schools except for state, but we are open for our next intern. So if you hear this and you need to do your internship and you want to work with film or really any video content, or you want to be in PR or deal with social media or marketing or graphic design, we play with all of these things, and we would love to have you.
Yes. And if you do go to state, you might get a little bit of preferential treatment because we're state alums. So, so keep that in mind.
Maybe a little bit.
So we had our intern. We've been growing. I mean, it's really exciting to see how far we've come in just the past year. We, like I said in the beginning of this podcast, we like to be transparent about, our growth and who we're working with and how it all goes, because, when we started this, we had a few people to talk to, but we didn't have an example to follow.
And we didn't really have enough connections really yet. And what little connections we had, we'd kind of burned out on our original podcast.
Yeah. So, when we started our business, we just didn't, there wasn't a path to follow, or at least not a very clear path to follow. So we've kind of had to make our own path. And in doing so, especially as 2 young women starting a business in the heart of West Virginia, which is not the most economically sound place. We just want to, through our podcast and through our business, show people how it can be done, and that it can be done, and that, it's exciting. It's scary, but it's exciting, and, growth. It's slow. Sometimes it booms, sometimes it doesn't, and that's just...
As long as it's when I do NaNoWriMo and people get so distressed, I'm like, but as long as you're writing, you could skip every other day, but you're writing more than you were before, right? And they're like, well, yeah. I'm like, that's the point then.
Yeah.
Just because we're not growing quickly, we are growing. The grass grows slowly.
Exactly. Exactly. But it's exciting, and it's hopeful. I'll say again. That's the big word, is hopeful. It's a process, and I guess, like I said, we just want to be there and open and available for anyone who wants to become a business themselves and start a business, become an entrepreneur, whatever it is you want to do. We want to be there to help, and, that's the whole reason why we started this business in the first place. So if you're out there and you're listening and you have some ideas, or you don't know where to start, but you want to do this thing, contact us. Go to our website, princemaxwell.net.
We love to do sort of analysis coffee up meets. We'll gladly give you some tips and tricks, have a little moment.
Yeah, we'd love to have a brainstorming session with you, or that, and help you build your brand, logo design. We want to help you get your idea off the ground. So make sure to go to our website if you're interested. And even if you're not interested, follow us on social media, because, support a small local business, support your friends, because I'm sure a lot of you listening are probably our friends.
Well, and, if you're another local business that does, touches on what we do, maybe marketing or advertising or something else, give us a shout out if you ever want to do a cross-pollination with podcasts, or you want to do some guest blogging. We're all about that. We would love to have that connection.
Absolutely. So, make sure to follow us on social media. We are at Prince Maxwell WV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Like I said, make sure to follow us, and you'll see little snippets from our trip to New York City, which, fingers crossed, will be a thing. And you'll get little behind-the-scenes snippets of what we're doing, what we're up to. Once again, it's all about transparency. You'll see where we're at and what we're doing, who we're working with, and you'll kind of just see the whole process as it goes on. So make sure to follow us. And tune back in a couple of weeks. We'll be posting our interview with Lindsay Good of Grits Farm. So that's exciting. She's a fantastic friend, and
Probably
just
the
a
nicest
wonderful
person I've ever met in my entire life.
And so we'll be talking about Grits Farm and, you know, what they do for the community. And then after that, we'll be doing a little episode about kind of unconventional uses of social media. Does your business actually need social media? You might not realize it, but you probably do. Exactly. So, you know, follow us. We're on iTunes now. We're on Stitcher now.
Well, almost. We got the approval?
We got the approval.
Yay, we're on Stitcher!
So we're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher, we're on Podbean. We were going to go on SoundCloud, but I hear they might be shutting down, so keep in touch. You know, keep listening, and we'll tell you if we switch over to there. And who knows, maybe eventually we'll have a YouTube too. Yeah. You know.
Oh, and hey,
keep watching out.
If you have, you know, if you have a podcast app that you love to use that you think is easier and isn't, you know, impossible to get on, you know, send us a message. Maybe we can pop our stuff on there too.
Absolutely. We're all about like reaching everyone we can reach. So we'll see. Well, we won't see you. We'll talk to you next time. You might see us. So, you know, enjoy and goodbye.
Bye-bye.